Hello everybody, this is Toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Legend Scale Cang Toys CY Mini 06 Rhimini, which is again exactly that, their smaller version of a take on Generation 1's Predacon Headstrong, I believe. So we're going to do some comparisons between this and the original G1 figure. We're going to do some display and comparisons with some other third-party Legend Scale figures as well, including Magic Square, New Age, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to compare him with the other mini Predacons at the moment, but I will get them all back in time to do the full combining video. So this one's just solely going to focus really on him. Now before we open this up, we need to thank Shozy, because that's where this came from, and as you can see it arrived lovely and safely and beautifully well preserved, and the packaging on this is something spectacular. I said this with the first two, it's just beautiful. I'm hoping, and it's really hard to get this on camera because it's so reflective, and again it's just beautiful. It really does feel like premium sort of packaging. So let's have a look at him. I've got no idea what to expect with this. I've only seen images of him on Cang Toys Weibo page, nothing in hand, not seen any reviews, anything like that. Here's all the packaging inside. The one thing I want to get across is with these, you get this massive sense of a premium product. You really do. I mean, look at how well it's packaged. There we go. So we can see a little bit like, yeah, it's going to be a foot as well, isn't it? Oh, and that's a display stand like the other mini one. Oh, let's just take him out and have a look at it because it's just beautiful. It really is. As I said, I can't wait to get these all back. I just don't have the other two here at the minute. Let's just take all of these out, move this out of the way, and I'm going to go straight into some first impressions because again, look at it, beautiful. The paint apps on this, in fact all of them I've experienced so far, are spectacular. They're fully reflective, fully metallic looking, and as soon as you hold these guys in hand you get this sense of quality because he just feels really robust, really tough, really well made, I suppose is the best thing that I can, best way or word I can describe him. Look at the detail there on the head sculpt, on the both of them, I suppose, on the alternate mode as well. This little head articulation wise, up and down, full twisting around, shoulders all the way up, looks like to be huge ball and sockets. Oh no, they're even better than that. Out to the side, all the way around, shoulders swivel, bicep flexion, wrist swivel, waist swivel, hip skirts allowing the legs to go to the side, to the back, yes, they're ball and socket, to the front, knee bend, ankle tilt and rock. Again, this is a brilliant example of why they use the phrase mini masterpiece, because the articulation on them is second to none for their size. They feel, as I say, so robust, so detailed. The paint apps on them are spectacular. The little accessories that come with him, as I say, because he's going to form a leg, here is the foot he's going to slot into. But the brilliant thing about this is, and I've learnt this from Rhimini, which was of course I think Landball, this should, he says, have I done it properly? Maybe I need to have a look at the instructions just to remind myself that I'm sure this is going to be a stand. I'm perhaps going to have a look at the instructions, but it's definitely going to be a display stand. I'll show you that in a bit more detail. When it's either really stiff, but I don't want to break it if it's not. There's his accessory. Look at the colours on that. Look at the gold paint apps. This spins and rotates as well. The metallic paint apps on these are spectacular. Right, I think that's enough for first impressions. We're going to come back and we're going to have a look at him in his alternate mode. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode. Quick apologies for my transformation process on this video. Couple of reasons. One is to keep the main length of the video down, and the second is not to spoil it for anybody who wants to have a go at it for themselves. However, I will be uploading a tutorial video on it because, again, it's probably just me because I'm just getting used to third-party figures. But I really, I suppose I'm going to be honest, I struggled with it. I found it really intricate, really, yeah, quite difficult to be honest. And maybe some of that's down to the parts are really tiny and I couldn't even get my nails behind them. But it's totally worth it. I mean, look how good this is. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of the instructions as well, to be fair, because a lot of people, and I'm sure they'll agree in the comments, are saying that they aren't the greatest. The instructions really aren't the greatest, especially for how intricate the figures are. I mean, there's 40 plus steps again on how to transform this particular figure. But as I say, I'm going to upload a tutorial video, which should hopefully help everybody as well. Now, in fact, the only good thing that's come from the instructions is it's reminded me that I needed to, of course, open this before I took this out from the back to lift it up. And of course, this again is a brilliant display stand, and it's because obviously they haven't got the Wolf twins, which were in the main full-sized one. But this is great, fully articulate arm, you can hold it up, you can attach figures on it, etc. Really good little bonus, again, I suppose, instead of having them little feet. In the meantime though, let's have a quick look at what we want to see. This is the alternate mode of him, and again, hopefully this is doing him some justice. The metallic paints in the gold, on the silver, even the red, all of it, it's just beautiful. Lovely tempergraphed stickers on there, and indeed there, articulation wise, it is sensational. You can twist the head all the way around, the jaw will open and close. You don't have to have this bit down, to be honest. It just covers up the back of that a little bit more, so it's better to just fold that gold bit down. It doesn't have to be there, but again, I'm just doing it for that reason. You've got the molded detail on the teeth. These guns on the side will come out if you want them to. There is, of course, articulation at what would be the top. The knee, the ankle is on a ball and socket, so all of this is fully articulate. Same at the back. These will move around. You can see the ball and sockets there. You can't twist it there at all in the waist because everything's all held together really neatly, and I'm sure you'll agree as well by looking underneath it that it's all covered up quite well as well, to be honest. You know, lots of these things fold over and cover up all the gaps. It's really clever. The tail as well has got articulation and movement in it. There's nowhere that I've found to be able to store the sword, but with the gun, of course, you can attach this into the back. Oh, sorry, put the square in like so, and you can see it looks really good. And again, that's a brilliant homage to G1. In fact, let's bring the G1 up because you'll be quite surprised. It's not that much smaller. I mean, when I put it next to it, okay, maybe just a teeny bit in length, but I know in height. But again, this is like a legend scale based figure. So there's the G1 original, which you can see is, well, it's just a marked improvement, isn't it? With regards, I suppose, to some mainline figures, that's a deluxe animated Prowl from Legacy Evolution, and indeed it's got to be the same size, if not it's definitely more chunky. This guy might just be slightly a bit longer. With regards to some other mainline figures, which again aren't even in the same price point or indeed even in the same league, there we've got a deluxe Cheetor, who's not even standing up. But again, it gives you an idea of the size of the figure. With regards to other, I suppose, third-party ones that I've just got in robot mode for now, he will scale really well with these, to be honest, with the New Age figures. Magic Square are a little bit smaller, so he scales all right with them, but it's just beautiful. It makes me want to think about getting more of these just for multiple displays, to be honest. There's not much more. I mean, I want to try and show him off as much as I can for you, but there's not much more to say about this. What we do need to do though is obviously come back, have a look at him in robot mode, see how he looks with his accessories, pop him in his stand, etc., and just do a final few comparisons with him. But there he is in his alternate mode. So then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and until I get the rest of the figures, that's because this is the way I'm going to be choosing to display him. So as I said, we've got the stand here, which we can fold out and indeed grab around his waist if you wanted to. Let's see if it'll reach around his waist. It's a bit big. You might have to go into the hip skirt, or indeed, to be fair, maybe just go around one of the quads to hold it in. And these are quite robust, and the fact that it can take the weight of him, of course you can pose him way better than that. I just wanted to show you that you can hold it up without it falling down. It will take his weight even though it's leaning right the way over, which is again great. So people who've got a lot better skills at posing figures can do a great job, unlike what I could do. So again, look at the arsenal that comes with him on the side. We've got these shoulder mounted cannons which we can lift right up. We've of course got the sword we've already seen with the spinning blade. Let's see, this should fit in his hand Yep, there we go. No, I mean, look at how it's reflecting. Again, I hope it's coming across how good this figure is. Yeah, it's a premium price. As well, he's about 4 times the cost of a standard core class figure. But again, you really do get what you pay for with this. I think that looks spectacular. The way it catches the light, the way it reflects off it is exactly that. It's brilliant. Let's do a few last comparisons then. And again, just a reminder that the transformation tutorial is in a separate video. It is quite, yeah, it's relatively tricky. It just takes a long time, especially when I'm going through each piece by piece to give you an understanding of why to move it. So hopefully you find it interesting as well. But let's pop him up next to some new age figures. He scales really well with the new age figures, to be honest. And yeah, he's a little, obviously, say a bit taller, but I suppose Iron Factory Mirage, or Phantom as he's known. And in fact, there's a magic square. You can see how well he does scale with these third-party legend scale figures. So I'll just show you quickly compared to some mainline figures. So we've got a Studio Series Bumblebee figure there. We've got an Optimus Primal from the Weaponizer 2-pack. I've got a G1 Hot Rod in the background. And I've got a main line deluxe who doesn't fit even behind him, Shrapnel. So to give you an idea, as I say, he's a big what would be classed as a big, much bigger than normal core class figures. He's just a little, I'd say he'd be classed as a smaller deluxe with regards to Hasbro terminology, a bit like Cliff Jumper sort of size, to be honest. But there's nothing else more to say about him. I'm really impressed with him. As you can see, he's really good, and I've already said can't wait to get all these together and in fact combine them. There he is, everybody, then. So I think it's probably pronounced Rhimini. I think that's how it is anyway. It's CY Mini 06. Thanks for watching. Take care.